we are discussing about the performance related and tracing related transaction codes. So ST01 system trace we discussed, then ST02 also we discussed tune summary, and also we discussed about the tune summary, that is we discussed also ST03N or ST03 or ST03N we discussed workload analysis tab. Also we discussed about the DBA cockpit or and also some other transaction codes ST04, then ST04, then DB related trans DB01, DB02, then DB13, DB12, and so these are the these are the transaction codes for the database, or you can discuss this one. Also, we discussed, so now next one is the ST05. After the 04, we have the ST05. This is also tracing here. This is the performance trace here. System performance trace here in the ST05. We can check the system performance trace here. This is the system trace. So, but this is a performance trace, which means suppose like if you want to track the SQL statement trace, so some other traces. So here using the ST05 is the transaction code. ST05 is the transaction code. Here we can check the SQL trace, buffer trace, NQ trace, RFC trace, whatever the traces you want. So you can activate the traces here. HTTP trace, RFC trace, you can activate it. The trace you can activate it. So then, so to collect the more logs, actually the ST01 or ST05, both are for the traces. ST01 is for system trace. ST01 is for the system trace here. Here we can find out so by using this one, we can collect the more logs from the SAP system that user here, what's happening in the SAP system. So all those things. Suppose now we have enabled this thing, then we can just deactivate the traces here. Now if we go to the display the traces here, so then the logs will be detected. The logs will be detected here. The logs will be showed here. So in this logs, we can find out which table, which one is causing the more time, where it is taking the more time. All the information we can track it here. So suppose like ST05 SQL traces, so all the traces we can find out here. Here, so in which table, what is the statement, SQL statement backend it is getting executed to pull the data, then which one is executing the longer time. I can see this is the one having the duration is the very longer duration. What it is, this is the trace here, right? ST05 underscore trace, this is the trace here. So then if you go back to the here, what is the other trace here? This is the one more trace here, right? So there are the multiple traces here. There are the multiple traces are available here, right? So multiple SQL statements, the duration is available here. Starting of the query to ending of the query, getting the results back to the user, each track, how much duration is taking, all the information is there here. In this way, we can find out, okay, so here, okay, this time here it is taking very longer time. So this table is taking very longer time here. So that is the duration. So each and everything here we can find out using the ST05 traces here. ST05 traces, we can find out the each and every information here. The traces related like SQL traces or NQ traces or RFC traces or anything. So we can find out the all the information, either traces related things, or we can find out the all the information, we can trace it here. So this is for the finding out the root cause here, right? So ST01 also is the system trace. Here, suppose like any authorization error or kernel issues or RFC HTTP calls, you want to track it out. This is the calls, system table trace, anything here, right? So ST05 is also tracing, but it kind of like so SQL statement, buffer, NQ trace, RFC trace, so HTTP trace. These are traces related information. We can collect it. We can switch on the traces. Then we can reproduce the issue, we can deactivate the trace, and we can display the log what's happening in the system, that kind of information. So rare cases we may use the ST01, ST05. Normally the system issues means in SM21 we can find out the if there are any issues with the system, we can find out here in the SM21, here in the transaction code we can find out. In case of it is not possible, then we can find out in the ST22 are there any runtime errors are there. So we can find out in the ST22, here we can find out. So this kind of logs we can check it out. In case there are no evidences, there are no clues, no logs here. We require the more logs here to find out the information. So that time, so we will check the that time we will check the ST yeah, that time we can go for the ST05 or ST01 to track the more logs here to find out where is the issue, which in the database level issue. Then we can check the what is the long duration is causing here, which table. So in the table, what is the status of the table? So is there index, primary index, secondary indexes are there, or is there any index corruption? Why it is taking very longer time? What is the size of the table? So like that, we need to investigate all the areas. All the areas we have to investigate it here, right? So that is the tracing ST05 traces here. Next one is the ST06 here. This is the OS level. OS level, it kind of same OS task manager, OS level information. We can OS level monitoring, which means here we can monitor the disk, memory, network, right? All those things we can monitor from in this operating system level. So normally SAP level monitoring, we can check the workload analysis ST03. Database level DBA cockpit is one. We can check out the all the information DB related, right? ST06 is for the operating system level here. If we go to the ST06 transaction code here, in the ST06 transaction code, here your operating system related information like what is the causing the operating system, what is the operating system version here, so what is the host name, what is the model here, then so how many CPUs we have here, so what is the idle percentage, what is the user percentage here, how many number of CPUs we have here, how many number of process cores you have here. So all the information we can see it here, how much, what is the memory related, what is the memory free memory percentage here, what is the physical memory, free memory, swap size. So you can see it here, all the information we can see it from here. So it's not only just current utilization, you can also check the previous details also we can pull it out here. Previous details means so like history, the history also we can find out from the system here. So what is the, so here you can see here, so we can for hourly wise also we can check it out, daily, the every day, hourly. So in which hour we have the high CPU utilization, in which hour we have the, in which day we have the high memory utilization, we can find out from here, right? We can find out the values, you can see the values here based upon that one. So we can find out the all the details we can find out from here, previous hours history here. So memory, the memory utilization, CPU, memory, disk, network, all the information we can find out here. What is the disk status also we can find out here, disk status also we can find out from here, right? So also we can also check the top process here, top CPU process. So all the information we can find out here. So top process, top 40 process, we can find out which one is causing the high memory, high CPU. So all the information we can check it out here, right? So this one is causing the SQL server process is causing the high memory, high CPU. So then display work, then the work process related NQ server, all these are causing the high memory, high CPU. Which one is causing the system performance issues? This is purely OS level. OS level, what we have operating system level. So we can have the CPUs, memory, disk, network, LAN. So all the information we can find out at the operating system level. Same as like here also we can see it here. Same as like here also we can see the history, CPU, memory, all the information, some other additional function, hardware information, operating system logs. So this kind of information, so we can see it here with this kind of information. So OS level related things here. These all are the operating system level. Operating system level, what are the things we have? All the information we can see it here. Operating system level, we can see it all the information here. Okay, so this is about the OS level details here. Previous hours, current, previous, all the information we can see it in the ST06 here. So ST07 is for
Hello, sir.
yes.
If issue related to CPU, then who will fix it out?
Issue related CPU means CPU utilization is more.
Yeah. Yes.
Because suppose like because of the our SAP process or SAP job, CPU utilization is more means we need to check the issue why the job is taking very longer time. So that type of issues we have to take it out. It's not the SAP process. The process is owned by the different systems. Some other process means, so respect to operating system team we have to inform. So they will take care of who why that process is taking very longer time. So they will take away because they will also install the voice level, some monitoring tools and all those things they will install it. So it's not owned by the SAP process, then definitely the other persons, other team will take care of the this one. So suppose if it is SAP process, that's fine. SAP service system process. It's not our responsible. Some other SAP ADM, this is our responsible. SAP services said it's our responsible. This is a network service. This is not by us. So some case this is causing the more CPU or more memory, then we have to inform them. They may install the libraries. So some other like administrator user, it's my user. So like that, they will install different things. They will install it, and they sometimes ECD ADM user is causing the issue. So it's a multiple reasons. So depends upon the process owned by. If it is the specific to the SAP's process, then we have to take the action. It's not related to the SAP process, then the respective maybe network or OS team, operating system team, they will take care of the process, the checking, the further troubleshooting and everything. They will check it out. Okay, so that is the ST06 here. Then ST07 is for application monitor and load distribution. Normally, this is not useful. No one use this one, but for understanding purpose, this is the ST07. ST07 is for application monitor and the load distribution. The load distribution will happen here. Application monitor and the load distribution will happen here. Application monitor, user distribution, which means in our application system here, how many users are using, what they are using, what components you are using. All are the basic components, sales component, what components they are using. In that components, what they are using above runtime environment means ST22 user components. One component is using the CCMS alerting, they are using it here. So like that, just monitoring, just user distribute each component, how many users are, there, how many servers are there, how many work process are there, in that how many number of logged on users here, number of active users here, how many work process are currently active. So what is the session per hour, session duration per hour, so per user. So how many applications have all the information, just we can see the information, just we can see the just information, but not much useful. Just someone ask you, we are here also in the AL08 also, in the AL08 also we can find out the information here. In the AL08 also we can find out the information. So what you, how many users are logged in, so what they are doing and everything. Instead of that, so we want to find out the clear information, what exactly they are executing and all those information. We can go to, the so AST07 application monitor and user distribution, and each and every component. Not only we log it in, right? Not only basis members here, the multiple people will log in here. Multiple people will log in here. So each people, how many users, what they are doing, and which, so all the information we can track it here. Suppose if you see this one, if you go to the ST07 in the ECP, here you can see the, so here we can see the what they are doing here. Some sales related distribution. This is also here. The number of users are logged in here 14. in that active 19 work process here. So what they are doing here? So what they are doing here, they are using the ST22 use sub components they are using here, right? So it's the same kind of information we can find out here. So just component wise in our system, we have the sales component, the multiple things are there here. So based on that, what users are using and all the information we can track it here. All the information we can track the details and everything here, right? That is the what we can find out in the ST07 transaction code here, right? So these are about the all the performance and tracing related transaction codes here. Apart from that, we have some other transaction codes are called the so uh, Scot administration, right? SC, what is the Scot administration here? Scot administration, which means here Scot means the outbound email configurations. So outbound email configurations here. Outbound email configurations here. In our system, if you want to suppose like in our system, there the multiple things will be generated, right? Suppose as soon as the payment is done, the people will receive the emails with the attachments to their email boxes. Suppose if you book the ticket, you will get the emails, attachments, all those things. If you done the payment, bank statement, you will receive the emails. As soon as the banking transaction is done, should get the emails, all those things, right? In that case, how can we receive the this type of emails, outbound emails from the SAP system here, right? Where to perform this type of configuration here? So here Scott is the one of the transaction code here, the Scott transaction code. Here we can perform we can add the, so we can perform the mailbox configuration, right? In the Scott transaction code, here we can add the mailbox configuration, mail server configuration, we can perform it here in the Scott here. So here what we have to do, so let me delete correct one. Someone already added, I think. So here in the settings, Scott settings here, SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Okay, SMTP node, outbound messages which are going out means outside of the emails from SAP, right? So then we have to go to the Scott, then outbound messages here. Here we have to create the SMTP node, we have to activate it. So in the organization, it will be already activated. So here, if not, then go to the SMTP. So then SMTP, then just click on the next button here. Here we need to provide the mailbox server details. We have to add it here. Mailbox server means the mail server details we have to add it here, like suppose like if every company there is a mailbox server, right? That mail server we have to add it here, like what I can say, smtp dot, so suppose like gmail.com. So example just I given here. The port number is the 25 by default here. Then click on the continue here. It's the internet. Then so what type of addresses you want to add it here? Whom to send the email addresses here. So for all, then you can maintain the star. You don't want to all, you want to send the emails to the only the specific Gmail address, all the Gmail address. That's why star dot, so star at the gmail.com you added here. You want to send the emails to the all the people here, whatever the address, then address area, we can maintain the specific thing here. Then click on the continue, click on the continue. So there is a job will attempt to will attempt to send the emails every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes. We have to schedule. There is a one job, SAP Connect job. So that will trigger the jobs and everything here. So this is the SMTP node activation. You have done it here. Here node in use means the SMTP server node is active. Then here you have configured the address area as a star here, which means it will send the emails here. So all the email IDs, recipients email IDs, it will send the emails here. So SMTP node you have activated here. So then Then here you can see the send jobs, the jobs. So the jobs here, which means you need to define the job also. That is called the SAP connect job. You need to define it here. See here, there are the multiple jobs are created here. Multiple jobs are created here. So we need to create the one job here. So already people are created, but let me delete all and I will create only one job here. So just click on the create, then all the address type here. What this job will do, this is the SAP connect job here. SM37, it will run it. What this will do, if any emails are stuck, then this will start running and every 10 minutes as per the threshold, as per the timelines, every 10 minutes this job will run. Any emails are stuck or if any emails are so received, so then it will send it to the respective recipients here. It will send to the respective recipients here. Yes, so it will send to the respective recipients here. So that's why we have the SAP connect job here. SAP connect job here. This job will help here. SAP connect job here. Right. So this job will send the details to the this job will send the details to the this tab will send the pending emails, outbound emails to the respective recipients here, right? So this is the configuration. Scot configuration means this is the configuration we have to do it here. In the Scot, the first thing is the what we have to do. We need to activate the SMTP node activation. We have to do it here. So then check the port is active or not. So port means there is a SMTP port. So SMICM, the port number should be active here, right? So then configure the domain configuration. Configure domain configuration. We have to do it here. So sometimes we may have to do the domain configuration. If we go to the here, the default domain configuration, we have to do it here, right? Default domain configuration, whatever the company name. So then the company name details we have to, so we have to configure it here, right? We have to configure the all the domain configurations we have to perform it here. Why? Because to get this to send the emails to the domain, then domain configuration we have to do that one. Then node activations, the respective recipients we have to configure it. Then job scheduling. Then so configure the domain. Then kanana so schedule the default SAP connect to job for sending the emails, right? So that is what we have to do it in the Scot configuration. Sir, where can we monitor whether the emails are going out or not? Where can we monitor here? If we go to the SOST is the transaction code. SOST is the transaction code here. Here we can monitor or so resend the failed outbound emails we can transfer it here, right? So here in the SOST we can monitor it here, the failed connection code we can monitor it here. Let's take the so let's change the date here, whether we have any stuck messages are there here. Yes, we have a lot of messages are stuck here, right? The people are sending, people are practicing, all those things they are doing it here. All the mails got failed here because of there is no mailbox server. So here, then how can we test it out? Here, anything, any job executed or any transaction is done, it will the purchase order, any PO raised, PO approved, the people will receive the emails from the SAP saying that your approval is pending, your approval is forwarded, your request has been approved. Normally, we will get the notifications, right? Same as like how you will get it out via SOST only we will get it out. Who will send? SOST, Scot configuration. You have done the Scot configuration. In the Scot configuration, because of that configuration, we will get the emails. Here, we can monitor the outbound emails and everything. We can monitor it here. So normally I want to test it out means every user, there is a separate workspace here. SBWP, SAP Business Workspace here. In this transaction code, SBWP, in this transaction code, let me show you some of the success messages here, right? Some of the success messages in the other transaction codes here. Suppose here, you see here we have the some data here. Okay, in this way, we have the some data here. So here we will see some of the data, successful data here, right? We can see the customer carry brands check and Smith brands. So they are the new customers. So they are getting the checking the number, payments, courier documents, many things here. So Japan trading. So some of the people will receive the emails to their respective email IDs. They will receive sent it to the SAP. We have the successful messages from the SAP. We have the successful messages, SMTP node successful messages. So whatever things are happening, people will receive the emails here. These all are the recipients, right? These all are the recipients here. So they received the emails here, right? So they have received the emails and everything they have received from the SAP here, right? So we have in that 408 is successfully sent, remaining all are failed. This failed one, we can try to transfer. We can try to resend it. We can try to resend this one here. We can try to resend this process here. It will send. Suppose if any issues with the mailbox server, that will not go. That will not go here because of mailbox server issue. So here the mail server should be successfully mail server. The mail server should be working here. So here dummy mail server we have configured. The dummy mail server we have configured. That's why it's not going out here. So, but that's fine. Up to here, the message is reached me. That's fine. But so suppose if you want to perform the testing here, every user, for your user also, if you go to the SBWP is the transaction code. If you go to SAP Business Workspace here, in this Business Workspace here, you have the inbox, outbox, whatever you receive to the SAP, outbox, sending documents, trash, if you want to send the new message, documents, appointments, all those things, calendars, everything is available here. Suppose you want to send the message to the one of the recipients from the SAP. Suppose like from SAP, you want to send some text message, some appointment message, some leave approval message you are sending here, right? So some leave approval message you are sending to your friend like, so your friend like you are sending the message to your friend, right? So the Gmail ID you are sending here. This is the internet email ID. So then so that is the internet email ID. Then we can select the internet email ID. So what's happening in the system? So that is the internet email ID. We can select it. The internet email ID. So internet address, we can select it. So then there is an option to send it. If you want to do the any attachment, you can attachment, or just if you want to send the message mail, then you can send it. You can write the subject line. You can send it here. You can send it here, but that will stuck in the outbox only. That will stuck in the outbox only. Once the message successfully sent, then that will go out here, but still sending here. This is not when, still sending here. That message is still sending mode only here. That's still message, that sending mode only here. So now when you go to that message is still sending mode, right? So here, so where can I check this got stuck or this got failed here? If you go to the SOST transaction code, here we can see the all the messages which are stuck or failed or everything. Here we can see it here. See here, this is status is the so dispatch time is not reached. So this message is waiting here. This message is waiting here. So there is a SAP connect job. There is a SAP connect job here. This SAP connect job will send the will send the messages to the here, right? So in SM37, that is the every 10 minutes we need to wait for the 10 minutes, or manually if you go ahead and if you run that SAP connect job here, SAP connect job here, so that will send the messages here. That will send the messages here. If you send it here, message job here, that will send the messages here. That's will the send the just one time. I am just repeating the schedule here manually. I am running the one time here. So it will run it. It is released it. This is the, it will run every 10 minutes once. What this job will do, if any messages are stuck in the every 10 minutes, this every messages are stuck here, what this job will do, this job will throw the, will resend that messages to the, will process all the outbound messages here. Will process the all the outbound messages here. So here in the, here, if you wait for some time, this message will send it here. This message will be sent to the respective the email, whoever you reached it, it will send it to the here. In case if it is got failure, might be issues with the your mailbox server, maybe a issues with the your mailbox server, that may be the reason. So maybe the issues with the mailbox server. So mailbox server issue, sometimes we may face the mailbox server. Why? Because the mail server, it won't respond. We have dummy mail server we have configured. So that may be the reason all the request will go failure status here. If you go to the here at the log, they cannot be delivered via SMTP due to the connection error. Why? Because this mail server is not exist in the Scot, in the Scot, whatever you have configured in the Scot. So that is not exist in the here. This is not exist. Just we have dummy we have configured. But in the real time, the organization will provide you the so exact one number, real one they will provide you. So that time, so that time it will be green, then we can send the messages. Now we are getting the emails to our mailboxes and everything, how we are getting. So normally some others we are sending to our mailbox here. From SAP side also we can send the emails, right? Normally you in the IRCTC or bus ticket, if you book the ticket, you will get the notifications to the your Gmail box, right? You have booked the order, ticket has been confirmed, something like that here. So then how, who is sending here? System is sending here. How you are getting here? Via this mailbox server only you are getting the mails here. Via mailbox server only you are getting the emails here, right? So because of that type of configuration we'll do here in the Scot transaction code. In the Scot transaction code, we have to perform the, so the out mailbox configurations and job scheduling, everything we have to do it in the Scot transaction code. Okay, but how to check whether the mails are going or not? So as part of daily monitoring, from now also, in our in now onwards, so now onwards in our team, we will log into the our system. We will log into the our system here. We will check whether the mails are going or not. We will check here in the SOST. We will check all the details. We will check it out here whether the mails are going or not. So here we will do the all kind of things. We will perform it here. If anything stuck, we will inform to the we will inform to the client team. We will inform these are the mails are failed in the our SAP system. Like that they will take the action. Otherwise, what they will do, they will repeat the sending here. There is a repeat the sending option here. They can repeat it here. They will repeat it. That will send it here. So like that we will see here, right? So like that we will send the messages to the our mail servers from via mail server. That type of configuration, Scot and everything. So that is the Scot and outbound mail settings. Here we can monitor, resend the failed outbound emails here. SBEP here, business workspace here. SAP business workspace. So for this one also there is a SOIN. This is the inbound. This is the specific configuration. Suppose sometimes what happens, we will get the mails to the our mailboxes. So outside mails to the SAP. So that time we can send the SOIN inbound. SOIN to monitor the inbound emails in SAP. In SAP level inbound mails. Outbound emails, that is the SOST. So SOST, sending request. SOIN, that is the inbound emails. Okay, so that is the one thing here. To test the business workspace appointments, calendars, book the meeting invites and everything, if you go to the SBWP business workspace here we can check, we can also book the appointment, calendars, all those things we can check it out here. The calendar will open here. We want to book the meeting invite. So from SAP, whatever you do in our in Outlook, so same as like here, we can book the appointments here. So particular time, particular date, so we want to send the now, so meeting invite, meeting link to the person here. So meeting, so then meeting link, so date, absent, medical service is a meeting request here, then start date, end date, then public service. So then so we can just send the invite, we can send the invite to the persons here, right? Appointment was created here, so that we will get the reminders. Like that we can also meeting appointments, right? All those things also we can create it in the systems here, right? So this type of things we can check it out in the, so here inbound, how many mails we received it here. There is 100 emails, 100 documents are seven documents are we have not read that one, right? So there is a reply we received it, right? Client copy cancelled, then we will get the reply messages. There is 100 documentation, 100 documentation unread. So means we have not read that message here. What is that message? So someone shared the message cannot be transferred to the node due to the connection issue. We got the response. So that there are some unread messages are there, unread documents are there. Then here we have some, like if you any workflows, any approvals are pending here, then we can check it out here. Outbound emails, outbound, any emails are stuck in the outbound emails, private folders, public folders, anything is stuck here. So then all the information we can see it here, the shared folders. So then we can check it out in the SBWP, SAP Business Workspace. Yeah. So SAP Business Workspace, we can check it out all the information here, right? So that is the that is about the SAP Business Workspace monitoring here, right? Apart from that, these all are comes under the daily monitoring only. Scot, SOST, SP. No, this is not one. This is the daily monitoring. This is also daily monitoring transaction codes. These all are the small transaction codes. Then what next we have? And operation mode, that is the concept. And the next one is the transports only. The small things, transaction codes are completed, then we have this one. So I will send you the whatever we discussed in the last 2 3 days. Those are all called the daily monitoring transaction codes. Every day we have to perform in the production systems here, right? So if any issues, we need to create it, track it, we need to fix the issues as part of the daily day-to-day monitoring here. So what I can do, there are some daily monitoring